and other countries have actually allowed it. So this will spread an illness, an ethical illness that the Prophet has described it as. So this is a thing that will spread according to the traditions of the Holy Prophet. There are some 50 minor signs that are to happen before the final coming and the Savior, before the Savior comes. Those are minor signs in the sense that how much after those signs will the Savior come, we don't know. But some signs are major signs that within the few months after those major signs, the final Savior will come. They are the scream from the sky or from the heavens that Ja al-Haq, this ayah from the Holy Quran will be recited. Ja al-Haq wa zahaq al-Batil inna al-Batila kana zahuqa. The righteous or the truth is coming or prevailing, and the evil is going. And evil had only come to leave this world. So this verse will be announced from the paradise, and everyone will hear it. Now some argue that it will be something like a satellite or something, and it will be some philosophers. But some theologians insist that no, it will be a miracle from the paradise, that everyone will hear in their own language that the final Savior is coming. That is one of the major signs. So this will be from the paradise that everyone will hear. The next morning, a false alarm will happen, or a false claim from an evil power that he is the righteous and many people may follow him. So during the night of the grand night, yes, the night when the Quran was revealed, Laylatul Qadr, everyone will hear and believe in this final message. But the next morning when an announcement happens, I'm not sure who will make that announcement and where it will come from. No indications of any television channels. Taking names will obviously is not wise. However, it will happen. So a false claim will also be made the following day, and many people will again convert and go back to the evil. That evil may attack Iraq, and Iraq will be center of attention. So the war will not finish, and then Palestine will also be attacked. Jesus will appear when Palestine is attacked, and he will appear, and he is the one who is going to kill Dajjal, or that mentality, materialism, or whatever. So he will play a major role, and many people will convert or come to Islam because of Jesus when they see that he has similar teachings as the Muslims. So that will be a major contribution to the mankind converting or coming towards Islam, and then that will harmonize everything, and then people will calm down, and then the war will be dying out after the coming of the Christ. There are other minor signs, but one of the major signs is that there is another war between probably Iran and Iraq. Many people were thinking that the last war was the last one, but there should be another one, God forbid. But that will be the final one. The final war will be the last war, and that will be so Middle East will again stay center of attention. There will be many wars there. But in eastern part of Middle East there will be an illness. So India, China, Pakistan onwards, there will be an illness. And the western part of Middle East, that is Europe and America, there will be a major war. So the war will be killing a third in the illnesses. Now Africa is also again mentioned that it is south of Middle East. There will be other problems in the south of Middle East. Now Africa is the only Muslim continent, so probably Islam will even spread further in Africa. There will be deprivation, so I'm not sure how these things will happen. But Africa is not the center of attention in the last of the times. I'm not sure how the problems there will be solved, but the Ahadith talk very little about Africa, but do talk about them, the Africans. But Europe, the western part of Middle East, and the eastern part will be more center of attention. Wars and you can see how it's coming presently. Now, behind the wall of China, some people will come out and they are the ones who will spread certain things that they will eat anything. Now, the name given to them, Ya'juj, Ma'juj, in the Holy Quran, the traditions have talked about them. Most of these things, probably more than 80%, if not more than 90%, are unanimously agreed upon between the Muslim sects. Now, the description of Ya'juj and Ma'juj from the Holy Quran, that they will be eating anything. Many people think that they will be probably some sort of other creation. Many people think that there are people who eat anything, like cats and dogs and even human beings. There will be lack of food. Probably there are now people who eat human fetus. That some people actually send me pictures from some of the Eastern countries on the internet, and the miscarriages are eaten in some countries. I couldn't sleep the night that I had seen those pictures, but there are in fact people. So that is something that will also happen. You can imagine the last of the times will be something that you wouldn't look forward to, obviously. I'm not sure how to describe it, I can't think of one particular word, but it will be the last of the times I discussed it. People will run away from ulama, the scholars, religious scholars. Probably certain people will make them run away. They'll be doing things in the name of scholars of Islam that people will be pushed away from scholars. The Holy Prophet says, then three things will happen when this happens. يَأْتِي لَلنَّاسِ زَمَانٌ يَفِرُّ النَّاسُ مِنَ الْعُلَمَاءِ كَمَا تَفِرُّ الْغَنَمُ مِنَ الذِّئْبِ. These are the words that are used. That people will escape from the scholars like sheep run away from the wolf. These are the words. When this happens, then the Prophet says three things will happen. يُسَلَّطُ اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِمُ الْجَبَائِرِ. Allah will give power to oppressors over them. People who will not have mercy on the people. They will come as rulers. Rulers will come, will not have mercy. We can see that happening today, but this will spread even more. People will not have mercy. The rulers will not have mercy on the people. Secondly, يَذْهَبُ الْبَرَكَةُ مِنْ مَالِهِمْ. The blessing or barakat will go away from their property, from their wealth. They had little wealth before and they could do everything with it. They will have too much wealth in the last of the times and they will think, I can't do anything with it. It's too little. So that will happen. And the third thing, they will part from this world without iman, without having faith. The last few signs that I want to mention. When four things happen, when four types of sins increase, then four signs of signs, not punishments, but ayat, four signs from Allah will come. I can't remember the whole tradition, but just two of those signs. When injustice increases from the courts, yes, the court of justice does not deliver justice, then floods will increase as a sign from God. When fornication and adultery increases, then a sign from Allah will come, and that will be earthquakes. So there are other four things that when these sins are increasing in a society, then there are four signs from God. But these are not punishment, these are signs for the people to refrain from certain sins. One of the things is that people will not care about what they eat, who they eat from. Is it usurped? Is it a right of another person? Who deserves it? Is it mine? Is it halal? Is it permissible? This will be something that people will not care about in the last of the times. People will not care about their relations. They will break the ties with their blood relations, like parents, brothers and sisters and other people, as if they don't matter. Europe started it first. I think you still will have it more in North America than Europe. In Europe, it is a common thing that a child leaves after they've become 16 or 18. It's a common practice and it's increasing. Single parents are increasing, single mothers. Certain European countries, like Scandinavian countries, the population is decreasing because people do not wish to have children. These are some of the minor signs, and there are many other signs that the traditions talk about. I'll let you ask questions if you had any, and then